The fifth chapter, sorry, the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita opens with Krishna putting the teaching into context, that what I am teaching, which he calls yoga, and in its broadest sense, yoga means all of life lived in harmony with the source of life. Being aware always of, my source, that I share, that we're all one. We share a single source of divine consciousness, and we are all part of that divine consciousness. We're not separate. My ego tells me that I am a separate being, but ultimately I am profoundly, deeply united in love with the source of all, and indeed with every living being. That's really the essence of yoga, which Krishna is speaking about in the Gita. And he begins by saying that I taught this long, long ago to the sun god, and this is very significant because the sun god, that supreme, the consciousness that lives within the sun, is, you could say, a representative of the divine. The sun itself is the manifestation, really, of the divine presence for us who live within the solar system. And if we take the solar system as a self-contained universe, really, in its own right, the teaching of the Gita, Krishna said, was intended to be passed down from one generation to another of highly elevated spiritual beings, divine beings really, called Raja Rishis. So Raja means ruler. We don't really have genuine rulers in this day and age, I don't think. And Raja Rishi means a ruler who has deep spiritual wisdom. And these Raja Rishis, their role was to preserve the teaching of yoga and to pass it on generation after generation. But Krishna says this yoga became lost. And that is very much the nature of this world, that something beautiful and profound becomes lost. Fortunately, Krishna says, I have now come to restore this yoga and teaching it again to you, my friend Arjuna. And this is in recent history now, 5,000 years ago, in terms of the Gita and in terms of the culture out of which the Gita comes. 5,000 years is not thought to be such a huge passage of time. A bit like nowadays, when scientists speak about the Paleolithic age or the different geological ages. For them, 5,000 years is a very short time from their point of view. So similarly, from the point of view of the Gita, 5,000 years is not a long time. So we are now in the aura of this teaching of yoga which Krishna renewed, and it's not yet been lost. It's there for anyone who wants it.